Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Nidhi, and I lead product marketing at Algonomy. We are very thrilled to have you join us today for an exclusive look at the latest innovations and updates from Algonomy. Mark Bucklew, our Chief Product Officer, is going to be leading the session with our product leaders. And we have an exciting lineup of product updates and upcoming product features to showcase how we are continuously enhancing your experience and driving even greater results for your business. Without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Mark to kick things off. Mark, over to you.
Hi, folks. So we have a packed agenda for you today. We're going to cover 6 product areas. We're going to start with Active Content and Audience Manager with Amit. Active Content is email marketing and mobile messaging. And then Audience Manager is audience exploration. We're going to talk about Gen AI features that are included in these products now and other updates and models that have been included. Then we'll shift gears to search and discovery and cover our new semantic search, how we use LLM in search, as well as visual AI, visual search, and shop the look. So Nirmal will cover that. Then we'll shift over to Ensemble AI and social proof messaging covered by Garava. And Ensemble AI has a new Gen AI aspect to it to generate new styles and outfits automatically for you. And then social proof has optimization that's included. So he will cover those. And then we'll finish it up with Laura talking about recommend and engage and all the cool things that we've added there. So let's get started first with a poll question.
Yes, thanks, Mark, for that overview. So you can see a question on your screen and several different options. I'll be launching this poll now, so all the attendees can start voting. We'll give you some time to vote, but also this poll is going to be open throughout this webinar. So feel free to vote at any time you feel like you have a response that you want to share with us. But feel free to choose any of these options. You can select multiple options. Yes, that's great. I can see a lot of responses coming in already. All right, thanks so much, folks. I think you can keep voting as and when you feel like, and I'm now going to share the stage and invite Amit to take us forward.
Thanks, Anurag. So I'll be talking about active content, what new capabilities we've added in active content and what's coming up. Marketing teams usually face a lot of challenges when designing dynamic content for their campaigns. Those challenges include heavy reliance on email scripting to create dynamic content, or even integrating a lot of data sources into their email marketing automation systems, which again requires IT help. All of this usually leads into long development cycles for their campaign. And even if they're able to get through this, there is a challenge of scaling the personalization to reach out to millions of customers that they have. This is where we bring in active content. If you can move to next slide. Active content essentially helps marketing teams to draw data from different source systems. And so these systems could be APIs that are providing some data. It could be content management systems. It could be loyalty systems. It could be customer data platform, or any other system which essentially has data which marketing teams want to leverage for driving dynamic content. Active content enables easier integration with these systems, can also mash up all these source systems together to help marketing teams create elements which are dynamic within the email. And so all these dynamic contents can be easily created using all these data sets. Use cases like creating dynamic content variations, or even creating different layouts that marketing teams want to use for their marketing can be done through active content. All of this essentially would still work with your existing email marketing tool. Your emails would still go out through your existing email marketing tools. The dynamic content would essentially be delivered through active content when the email opens up. So that ensures that the content is relevant and is in line with the changing needs of customers' intents and preferences. We have some new exciting features that we've launched. One of the features is while we obviously help marketing teams access a lot of those digital content which is there in their content management system, we've also added a capability where they could create new images by using generative AI capabilities, or even create new text titles, subheadings using generative AI capability. So all of this is natural language prompt based. Marketing teams could essentially just use the prompts to create different variations of images and test them out, or create different variations of text and titles and test it out. So this essentially enables marketing teams to very quickly get to digital image creations or text, and then test out what essentially works and clicks with their audiences. Next feature, again, just on the same lines of enabling marketing teams to easily get access to digital content. We've added another capability where marketing teams could leverage all the images that they are on the website, right? So through this active content, they can just point and click images which are already there on the website, and they would like to use for their email marketing. What active content does is that it grabs those images and it inserts in the emails. Also ensures if the images are changing on the website, it's also getting changed on the email. So again, in a way, completely removes marketing teams' dependency on integrating with a content management system. So it allows easy access, allows them to leverage all the effort that has already gone in to create the website. So you can just start leveraging all the digital content which is on the website. Also ensures that the emails and the websites are always in sync. Another capability that we've added is a content fallback, and we've seen multiple times that most of the source systems, which either expose API, are not able to scale to the needs of personalization. When there are live campaigns which are going out to millions of customers, there is often a chance that some of those APIs won't scale. This capability allows active content to synchronize this data, store a lot of those API responses within itself. And so in case where APIs are not scaling, they're not responding, there is a fallback capability built in active content where it leverages the data that has been stored locally. Now, we essentially can synchronize, we can schedule the data synchronization between the APIs and our system, so that we are constantly pulling out those data and storing it in our system. And this essentially comes in handy as a fallback mechanism in case those APIs don't scale. Some of the features that we're working on and we would be releasing soon is AI stylist for email marketing. This capability leverages our Ensemble AI stylist, which essentially, so if you're looking at a dress, the AI can essentially find out the right accessory that goes along, the right shoe that goes along, the right bag that goes along, and ensures it's personalized for your preferences and your purchase behavior. And so using this capability, marketing teams can design the layouts, how they want to present those outfits to their customers, and then can start sharing those outfits within email marketing. Now, this is very unique to our solution. I'm sure you've seen some outfits on the website, but sharing on an email is very unique to what we are bringing to the table. This essentially will help you to inspire more customers to visit the website. It can help drive traffic. It can help also drive average order value for you. We're also coming up with a newer intuitive studio, and so this one we'll start with giving you a studio which can help you design mobile content. So if you want to push content out to WhatsApp, push content out to push notifications, there'll be a new experience through which you can do that. This tool would give you a visualization of how this would look on a mobile. You can create, test, and simulate and really get an experience how this shows up on a mobile app. Again, it just extends the entire capability to now let you share those dynamic content on push notifications and WhatsApp as well. All right. Right. So that was what we delivered on active content and what we're working on. I'll move on to audience manager. A lot of business teams across marketing or across e-commerce are often looking for customer segments that they can target. What audience manager does is it essentially helps business teams get access to real-time segments, which are based on customers' current interactions and their purchase intents. It also helps them access to behavioral segments, which could be based on long-term data that is collected within our platform. And this could be data which is coming from multiple channels. And right, so marketing teams could usually go in and create these segments which tap into this entire omni-channel data that is being collected within our system. Marketing teams can also leverage AI and ML based predictive models within the system to create segments which are more predictive and essentially be sharp in their targeting. If you move to next slide, underlying the platform, we're building a unified profile for customers. So we're bringing in data from multiple source systems and essentially creating a unified profile. This would include all the data that we're collecting from your web or mobile apps or offline data. And so this could be what customers have purchased, what they viewed, what they've added to cart. We also can ingest zero party data, any preferences data that they are explicitly sharing with us. We also have models included within the platform, which are constantly working on the data to enrich them. So the models would essentially add information around, oh, what's the affinity of the customers to different categories and brands, or how likely is the customer to churn, or how likely the customer is to be profitable, or is the customer likely to replenish certain items. And so all of this enrichment is constantly happening within our platform. To move to next slide, uh, this shows the a library of predictive models that are part of our platform. So some of these models would essentially create more descriptive segments, and some of these models are designed to create more predictive segments to essentially help marketeers get access to segments which can be identified by AI and ML models, and so they can start leveraging them and reach out to their customers. Some of the features that we've recently released is marketing teams now, when they are exporting out these segments to downstream systems, these segments can have much richer information. So, for example, if we're sharing a list of customers who've abandoned a cart, so we can include obviously the customer who's abandoned the cart, the list of items they've abandoned, but we can also add more richer attributes around customer attributes. We can also allow customers to include any product attribute that they want to share with the downstream system. So, if there was a price drop on those segments, if there was a discount on those segments, all the information that essentially could be useful and handy if they want to use it to personalize the message that goes out from the marketing system. So all of this data essentially can be delivered as part of the export. This essentially is intended to reduce any integrations that may be required with your MarTech stack, right? So all the information can essentially now be shared to your marketing systems through our solution. So you don't have to have complicated integrations with your MarTech stack. All the information then from here can be sent out to your MarTech systems. Next one. We've also added support for regional catalogs, and so there can be scenarios where a product may have a different price in different regions. It may have a different discounts running in different region, and obviously there could be different currencies that it supports. And so businesses who are more multi-region can essentially leverage this capability where they can have a centralized operation to create audiences and yet have a different have catalog which are regional, and then and then can start tapping into and start creating audiences based on attributes which are more regional in nature, right? So this essentially becomes very useful for multi-region businesses, and they can centralize this entire operation using this capability. Some of the features that we are working on, and you would see them coming up in next releases, is again support for a natural language based segment builder. Here users could go in and type in a natural language prompt to create audiences. System would give them a preview of what those definitions are, would give them a preview of what the segment counts would be, and then they can review it, regenerate it, and essentially create audiences right through entering natural language prompts. And the whole idea is to just simplify the audience creation. You would see this coming up in the next releases. The next one is again another feature which essentially is targeted towards simplifying the audience creation. So we'll have support for templates, and a template could essentially be used as a starting point to create audiences, and so could be useful in where businesses have a certain criteria or certain attributes that should always be included for audience creation. You can standardize and create best practice segmentations to ensure some of those attributes are always included. Any brand guidelines or any of those attributes could always be part of your templates, and so this becomes an easy and a way to get started for your teams. So this is what we had with audience manager, and I'll hand it over to Gurava to take it forward. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, Amit. So I'll cover social proof messaging and ensemble. My name is Guruva Maruri. So social proof messaging is all about how the shoppers will get influenced positively by using what other people are doing, right? So be it purchases, views, add to carts, or inventory, how do you use that popularity-based messaging and influence shoppers positively? So this will provide confidence to the shoppers through the subtle yet powerful psychological cues. That's what the principle of social proof and the persuasion is all about. So we provide messaging all across the funnel, which means item pages, cart pages, category pages, different pages you can use throughout that funnel and influence the shoppers at different touch points. And we provide wide variety of metrics and intervals, which includes anywhere from real-time 15 minutes to 4 weeks based on how your catalog and purchases are. And it is easy to set up, and you can go live very quickly with the low code and no code interface. And one of the key aspects that we released recently is AI optimization. So this social proof optimization basically is identifying the top performing messages and showing it to your shoppers. Okay, when it's showcasing trending products or real-time purchase notifications or unique product features, the AI selects the message that perfect fit for the chosen KPI. So one of the challenges that we have seen with our clients is when there are multiple messages that are available, like views, add to carts, purchases, inventory for various intervals, what message to play and which will generate the maximum impact? That's the biggest question, right? That's where optimization comes in. At the heart of its capability that we have a technique called contextual bandit algorithm. So what it does is it thinks like a smart system. Okay, it's always learning and adapting to what messages are available, and it explores all those messages and plays these messages on your website and exploits the top performing message to deliver optimal messaging. So you can choose a given metric, be it conversion rate or add to cart or revenue per visit. And the AI identifies which one is performing best for the given KPI and shows that message. And how the optimization works, right? So as a merchandiser, you select different metrics and intervals and the corresponding messages, and then choose the KPI, be it conversion or add to cart rate or revenue per visit. And the optimization algorithm explores all the messages and identifies which one does really well. And when when the shoppers visit the product pages or category pages, then the AI automatically picks the best performing message and shows this message to the shoppers. Okay, and it also takes the feedback loop, basically whatever it is exploring and playing, that feedback is incorporated into the training model, so that whenever there is a behavior change and something else is going to add much more value, then it automatically reflects that behavior and shows those messages going forward. So some of the items that we are working on, so we are adding more message types so that this is in advance to the optimization. So currently it supports certain messages. By adding more message types, the optimization also can look at these messages and optimize it. So this is to consider some of the products which the low activity or which does not really have a lot of engagement, like new products, right? And it to drive more urgency by identifying some of the latest cues, like bought X minutes ago or recently viewed or purchased, some of these, and also add more trust and popularity signals like top rated, bestsellers, etc., so that you have wide variety of the messages, and you add these messages and let the AI pick the best one for you. So one of the challenges that we see is when you're looking at different metrics, intervals, what threshold to consider, right? So because you have a lot of metrics to look at when you are selecting a particular threshold, then how many products will be covered? That's that is something that you need to do through a trial and error. But with coverage analysis, right? So you will get what metrics and what intervals and at what thresholds, okay? How many products are getting covered, how many page views are getting covered. So you'll be able to understand what is the best and optimal threshold to consider for a given metric and interval, so that you will make an informed decision as to what messages and what threshold to consider, so that you're always looking at those messages in accordance with the thresholds. It also provides, based on different threshold ranges, you can define different messaging, so that you also can show different messages based on threshold ranges as well. And we'll be adding more enhancement to the reporting to understand how social proof messaging, when it is shown versus not shown, it will impact. Primarily because, unlike other experiences, social proof will only show when the message is meeting the threshold, right? So if even though you are playing that message, if the threshold is not met, you will not be seeing that message. So when there are messages shown versus not shown, how the metrics are looking like, and you will be able to compare that. And we'll also providing a message level performance reporting. So basically understand how these messages are adding value in terms of different metrics. And maybe those that are not really doing well, you may want to relook at them and modify the text or threshold, whichever makes sense. Okay. And the last one is about coverage, both in terms of overall reach and also the percentage of catalog that is getting covered. So by understanding that, you can also look at how we can increase the product coverage and maximize the value of social proof. So that covers social proof. Now I'll take you over to Ensemble AI. Next slide, please. So Ensemble AI is our new styling solution that can be personalized and show curated ensemble to the shoppers. So it helps merchandisers beyond personalization by providing inspiration and guidance to the shoppers. Okay, the system automatically generates perfectly curated ensembles and outfits based on shoppers' unique preferences and latest trends. So you don't have to do anything different. This doesn't require any manual merchandising. What you have to do is define styles by identifying these categories should go together, and the system automatically generates and ranks these product ensembles. Okay, and it uses a combination of factors like product to product purchases, co-occurrence, product to category co-occurrence, NLP, product to product view occurrence. It's a different combination of models and identifies what are the top ensembles for that selection that you have made. Okay, so you can show multiple ensembles, each featuring up to 6 items in a single placement, so that the shoppers can discover a lot more products within a placement through the catalog. Okay. Next slide, please. So Ensemble allows merchandisers to create different themes, and you can present them to the shoppers. Let's say shopper is looking at a product on item page, then you can present with multiple outfits in one placement, and they can get to see the look of that product. Okay, but they also can get different themes that the merchandisers designed. Okay, let's say you have different themes that you want to show to the shoppers, then you can create them and they can present those different themes to the shopper. So while one ensemble is of one theme, the other could be entirely different, so that shoppers can be presented with various ensembles through the item pages. And also you can use their view or purchase history, so that you can present them on their home pages, emails. Okay, so that when they're abandoned a particular product or they purchased a new product, then you can present an inspiration to that product with ensemble, so that you can get them to the respective pages and also bring them to your site. Okay, and also on cart pages, you can present them with full ensembles for the product they added, so that you can increase the basket size as well. And all of these are personalized to the shoppers. Okay, so another aspect that is really interesting is ability to swap the products in an ensemble. Basically, when you are looking at an ensemble or an outfit, let's say a particular top, you do not like it, you want to change the color, right? Then you can see the similar products that corresponds to that product, and you can swap that product and you can see how the ensemble will look like, and you can shop that entire outlook. Okay, so this way, in a single placement, you're looking at up to 10 ensembles. Okay, and at each item level, you can see up to 10 similar products. So the number of combinations are really unlimited. So the shoppers does not have to go anywhere else when they come to the ensembles and continue to look and find different products that they're looking for. Next slide, please. So let me cover a couple of new features that we released recently. So one of them is layout designer. So the merchandiser can now define a layout and define how these products should fit into that layout. Okay, so let's say you're defining 4 products, then how these 4 products to be arranged so that you can present that outlook to the shoppers. Okay, they have full control. It's easy to use interface, and you can use the design that you get from your designer, or you have your own visualization of how it should look like. You simply use the mouse and arrange those products, and you can see them live on preview, and automatically those are the visualizations that are presented to the shoppers. This is incorporating the shoppers feedback. So we always wanted to have an interactive experiences for the shoppers. So we provided a way for the shoppers to say that, okay, I like this outfit, or I don't want more like this or less like this, so that they can give the feedback. And as and when they give the feedback, we use that feedback in real time and refresh the ensembles. Currently, the feedback uses a price range and brand affinity, so that we refresh those ensembles that corresponds to these attributes. And we will be adding more to make sure that you can also customize that feedback. Okay. Also, I mean, when you're looking at different themes, you can say, I want to see more of this theme, so that you can see the styles or ensembles corresponds to that specific theme. Okay. Yeah. So we also enabled Ensemble AI through dynamic experience. So basically what it does is it will provide a low code or no code interface, so that you can power ensembles on your interface really quickly with a low code interface. Okay. And it requires very little IT intervention. You just need to add a small script on your website, and rest of all the instrumentation will be taken care by us. Okay. And also you can also do the styling through the experience. Basically, let's say you are looking at the way that you want to arrange these ensembles, or you want to style these ensembles. There's a low code interface where you can provide all the styling through the experience itself, so that there's a very little go to market time that it takes. Yeah. We added advanced reporting. So everything that happens on ensembles, people looking at it, tracking, clicking, all of that will be tracked through our performance reporting. So you can see how different styles are doing, what are the top outfits, which products are viewed, click, purchase the ensembles, what the attributable sales that corresponds to Ensemble AI, which categories people are looking at more through ensembles, what brands. All that reporting is available out of the box through Ensemble AI reporting. One of the most exciting features that we are currently working on is using LLMs and Visual AI to be able to enhance the quality of the outfits. So the way it works is we use both LLM and Visual AI. So while LLM and Visual AI provides what goes really well with the seed product based on latest trends, our vector database matches the LLM themes to identify what products that LLM is Visual AI came up with is matches with our product catalog. So we identify all these top products, and we generate ensembles with these best ranked products. Okay. So once we generate these ensembles, we also use a boost to this through a multiplier. Basically, we use the behavioral scoring, and we use that as a multiplier, so that among these ensembles, the ones that are purchased most or viewed most, clicked most, they'll get a boost in terms of the score, so that we rank them better. Okay. So what it does in essential is we are using product images, product attributes, and behavioral data to be able to include into the ensembles creation, so that it provides both visually appealing as well as relevant ensembles to the shoppers. And the virtual try-on, right? So now we are generating ensembles. How do you visualize these ensembles on you, right? So the AI generates a model, and onto the model you can apply these ensembles, and you see how the outfit will look like. Okay. And with the similar products and swap feature, you can also keep trying different outfits, and change the white top to black, red, and see how does the outfit look with the try on, so that you can visualize, not only see different ensembles and swap them out, but also you can visualize them and see how they will look on you and how it looks on a model, so that I mean, visually you can really feel how this entire outfit may look like. Okay. Yeah, that completes my part. So I'll now hand over to Nirmal for covering find and discover.
Thanks, Gurava. So hello, everyone. So let me take you through some of the exciting additions that we have made into the search and the discover stack, starting with some of the trends that we are seeing in the market and how your shoppers are interacting with your website and your mobile apps. So to begin with, modern shoppers are expecting to take inspiration from the social media influencers and the celebrities. So they want more intuitive experience in terms of how they want to find some of the products that they're looking for. So going beyond just the keyword-based search, image-based search is getting a lot of attention across the industry, and multi-model is the way that the shoppers are expecting to interact with your e-commerce website more increasingly. And on top of that, we are also finding that because of the way how these LLMs have changed the paradigm, they are also want to engage with these chatbots with certain level of intelligence, which can identify the intent of these shoppers. So rather than browsing endlessly or trying to figure out an exact product that they are looking for, they are expecting a type of a service which allows them to get to the product or the experience that they are looking for without spending too much time on your website or a mobile app. And last but not least, as the intent changes when they are browsing through your website, they are expecting to see the type of products or categories that are relevant to what they've recently browsed, rather than just looking at what are the type of products that they've browsed probably 15 minutes back. As and when their intent changes and their interest changes, it is extremely important for us to give them that maximum opportunity to find the products that they're looking for. Moving on. So starting with the visual search, I talked about the inspiration and the explosion of the social media. So allowing your shoppers to search with a screenshot of their favorite celebrity or a favorite influencer gives you that opportunity to interact with them at a much more personal level. So built on top of the Visense search solution, this gives you that opportunity. It comes with all bells and whistles of all the personalization capabilities that we have built into the platform. And moving on, and on top of visual search, we are also allowing your shoppers to interact with the full images and to pick and choose which product within a model image that they want to interact with. And you can granularly configure what sort of recommendation that the system should produce, whether it's the same style canvas or same color palette or same product type. So there are a lot of configurations that you can set up to dictate how you want your shoppers to interact with to find the products that they're looking for. Again, we also offer the ability to streamline the add to cart interaction altogether. So once they find all the products that they're looking for, they don't really need to go around and click all the products individually. So this will be handled as a group and hence reducing the overall friction from a shopper's perspective. And as an extension of how we see the evolution of keyword-based search, we've invested quite heavily to really understand the intent behind the search keywords that the shoppers are using. So we look at the past data, we look at some of the modern trends in terms of longer keywords that your shoppers are interacting with. So we are using a combination of natural language processing plus the vector embeddings based vector search to understand the user intent at a much more granular level, and to give you that opportunity to externalize the results for the specific term that they're actually searching with. And this is a common theme that we keep on investing, as you see in the upcoming roadmap slide. The other AI-based, Gen AI-based feature that we have launched recently is our ability to do enrichment or to create new product attributes from your catalog. So we have the ability to look at your product images and the product description, and we are making use of the vast knowledge base which is there with our large language models, and we are trying to identify attributes which make sense to be added to your catalog by the platform by itself. That will allow you to configure, use it across the different tools which are available as part of the platform. So this is expected to provide you the ability to take maximum utility from the catalog that you have, even if you don't have the ability to create more nuanced attributes which will give you that capability. So this is one of the biggest investments that we have made in the recent past, and this is in pilot. So as I was talking about during the introduction to the search and discovery phase, so we have this agentic-based commerce assistant, which can interact with your shopper at a more personal level and can have the ability to, let's say, figure out the intent when someone is asking a question like, I am looking for a birthday present for my grandchild. So in such a case, as you can probably imagine, you would want to ask what's the age of your grandchild, what sort of gender he is, and what sort of interest that he has. If it's a 8-year-old boy and he has interest in Marvel comics, then there are certain set of products that will interest to him, and so on and so forth. So this capability allows you to interact with your shopper at a much more personalized level. This feature in trial also has the ability to do reasoning for questions like how do I furnish my room, which is 100 square foot. So it does have that ability to go deep beyond what is there, what the user has actually typed in as part of that interaction, to really go and understand what they're looking for and how do we map the services or the products that we are offering to be aligned with the question that they are asking. So we are very excited about this. So this is, as I was talking about in the semantic search, so we found that we can go beyond our NLP-based system and vector embedding-based system to give you the additional context to improve the overall search relevancy. Again, so we are infusing the large language models vast capability into the pipeline, where we are asking LLMs to tell us what a particular query means, if that query has hidden intent behind it, or if that query has a typo which cannot be matched or which cannot be addressed using the generic vector embedding system that we have in place. So this allows us our system to understand when a user is typing for a query, regardless of how common it is or how complex it is, to really go beyond that initial level and externalize that hidden intent, so that we have the maximum opportunity to provide the shopper with the most relevant search results. So this also helps to improve the zero search terms and improve the search relevancy. Moving on. So we are also investing in making our autocomplete much more personalized. So all the user affinity information, all the user behavior data that we are already capturing and processing in the platform will be used with the autocomplete request that the system will process. And this is expected to improve the overall experience. And rather than relying probably more on search, the autocomplete itself should be able to navigate or nudge users towards the products that they're looking for. And the other area that we are focusing on investing is to make our facet system much more intelligent, to give you a lot of control over the sort order of facets, which facets should come in first, and to also give you some capability to ping the facets depending on the search term. And we also plan to bring in some level of intelligence to the system in the way how when a user is searching for a term, what are the type of sorts that you see on the left-hand side, and making sure that the top 10 or top 15 assets that they see are extremely relevant to the search term. So hence, taking any level of friction that they have by having to scroll through an endless number of facets will be taken out. So, and the other area that we are planning to heavily invest in is to use AI to optimize the search configuration. So we have provided a lot of merchandising controls to our search solution, whether it's boost and bury, whether it's catalog-based boosting or personalized-based boosting. So what we actually find is, as and when these sort of configurations go overboard, and it's very easy to go overboard with these sort of configurations, and sometimes it sort of misses the point. It is not able to provide or identify the right results, optimize for the right metric, whether that is click-through rate or findability or conversion. So with this our AI-based optimization, we look at each query, we look at the user who has actually triggered that query, and after learning what configurations really work for certain queries for certain users. We'll find the appropriate configuration which makes the overall experience more nuanced and more relevant to the search query and that user. So this model continuously trains, and that's how it learns and it understands that these are the configurations that is going to make a difference when it comes to that search term when we want to optimize for click-through rate versus conversion versus findability. And last but not least, we are going to make some additions to our Discover stack, giving your merchandisers the ability to pin the products manually when going to a listing page. If you want to have your own control over which products should come first or which product should be ordered in which row, you will have that capability. And once this is released, you will be able to use this to circumvent some of the automated logic that we have put in place. With that, I'll hand over to Laura. She will take you through some of the changes that we have done to recommend and engage.
Thanks, Nirmal. Hello, everyone, and thank you for sticking around to the end. I'll take you through recommend and engage. And so we know that from a merchandising perspective, your shoppers who are visiting your site are expecting personalization, just like they expect for their mobile apps to know them and show them relevant content. And we also know that you or your merchandisers are trying to balance your own merchandising objectives. And so you need a tool, an agile tool that allows you to merge those things together. And without having to create a bunch of rules, what you really need is not automation, but intelligent agency. And that's where recommend and engage come in, because they have been built to take in different contexts and different behavioral patterns, as well as your inputs to make decisions about what is best for the shopper in real time. On the recommend side, that's all about selecting products, personalized products based on their shopping signals. And on the engage side, that's about not always showing the same banner to everybody, showing things based on certain triggers and interactive experiences. So let's take a look at what we've done over the last few months. We have two new dynamic experience templates that are available to you to use. And so this is for use with recommend. The first one is the tabbed recommendations. And what this does is it will show the shopper's top category affinities as tabs along the top of the placement. And then as each tab is selected, the placement will load products from that category, and they will be selected based on the shopper's affinities. So this is one way that you can have a kind of interactive recommendation placement while managing your merchandising needs. The second one is category recommendations. This is the second dynamic experience template. We've seen a lot of customers really interested in doing personalized categories. And so we've made this easier for you by creating this dynamic experiences template. Moving on to a new signal that we're now tracking and using for personalization. So we're now logging items that have been saved to wish lists. We're storing that in our user profile, and we're making that available so that you can retarget customers in emails and show them the products that they've saved, and also use those items as part of our affinity scoring algorithm. So we hope that you'll make use of this. We're really excited about this one. The next one is another kind of different type of way of presenting similar products. It's the product comparison placement. And the intention here is to allow your shoppers to view the items side by side and compare the important features of each of the items so that they can make an informed purchase decision. So we've enabled you to control that with some rules and to determine which features you want to show for a given category. And we also have a dynamic experience template to make it easy for you to add this to your site. A couple other areas where we're giving you control while still thinking about personalization and making that easy. The first one is with compatibility. We are using AI to take unstructured text and create useful attributes that will be used as compatibility within advanced merchandising rules. This would be something like when you're recommending a smartphone and you want to show the compatible case or screen protector. We don't require you to send us this data in a structured way. We can generate this for you. The second one is if you're already using B2B visibility controls with Find, then we've brought those controls natively into Recommend. Just with a switch of a button, we can start using those. And then finally, we've added the content test drive within the dashboard, and this will let you preview your Engage campaigns, see what will play for different user types, and make adjustments as needed. Looking at what's ahead in the roadmap, we're really excited about the knowledge-based chatbot that will be coming to the dashboard. So we know that as users of our dashboard, you're going into the documentation, looking at how things work, looking for examples. We're training a chatbot on that documentation and allowing you to interact with it, ask questions, and it will provide you with the answer. Based on that, we're bringing that initially just to Recommend and then to the other product areas. Keep an eye on this space because we're going to be also turning that into a true agent that can create rules for you within the dashboard and set up campaigns. The next one is about smarter user affinity scoring. So we've done a lot of work around improving the capabilities of affinity scoring. And one thing that we're doing here is we're really trying to capture the true affinities that shoppers have. Where we have a new scoring method that looks at the frequency of attribute values so that we can detect when a shopper has a true affinity to certain attribute values. And the next one is the placement profile page. This is really about making it easier for you to work with your Recommend configurations. So you'll have a whole new page where you can go view all the configurations on the placement, the different rules that are being applied on it. You can also see performance data about what strategies are playing and what their engagement looks like, as well as advanced merchandising rules. And finally, we're going to be making some big announcements about Data Science Workbench. We know that this is a really powerful tool that customers use to create their own custom algorithms and turn them into strategies to use in the dashboard. And we're making a lot of investments there. So stay tuned for that. And now we'll go to the last poll question.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks, everyone. That brings us to our next poll. What products are you most excited about? I'm going to be launching the poll now, as you can see on your screen. You can select from any of these options. Multiple choices are allowed. Now that you've heard the updates, the latest developments, and what's next, we'd love to hear what excites you the most from our product suite. Okay, I'll be closing out the poll now. Thank you so much for your responses.
We'll stay put till the end of the hour, but I want to take a moment to thank each one of you for attending the webinar today and joining us for all the interesting updates that we have lined up. We'll be here for a few more minutes. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask, or else you can take back a couple of minutes from your time. Yeah. Thank you so much.